Okay? All right, so this morning we're going to talk a little bit about our gospel lesson. Now, in our gospel lesson, Jesus uses an animal to help us understand something. Do you know what animal this is? A camel. That's right. Have you seen a camel recently? Where? On TV, right. We don't find them around here very much, right? But during Jesus' time, there were many, many camels. So today, Jesus uses a camel to help us understand something that is kind of hard. So I thought the first thing we should do is learn a little bit about camels, because they are actually fascinating animals. So here's the first thing I learned. The word camel is Arabic. And do you know what it means? It means beauty, okay? It means beauty. Now, camels can drink up to 40 gallons of water. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of water, right? So when we read in our Bible stories that people are fetching water for their camels, that was hard work, right? Now, see the hump on the camel? Those humps aren't there when they're born. Once they start eating and fat gets stored in their bodies, then the humps appear. Camels can close their nostrils if there's too much sand or wind blowing. That's pretty cool. You know, they can run up to 40 miles per hour. That's really fast. And they can carry 600 pounds on their back. That's why they were used to carry things, okay? The other cool thing is they have a third eyelid, long eyelashes, and bushy eyebrows, which protect them from the sandstorms and the wind. Those are all amazing things, right? Camel is an amazing animal. There's one other thing, and I did not know this about camels. They're claustrophobic. They don't like to go into smaller spaces. So in Bible times, when they travel to a village that is gated, they might have a hard time getting that camel to go through the gate. Because guess what? If a camel doesn't want to go, it's really hard to make it move, right? So they don't like going through small spaces. Okay, now that we know a whole lot about camels, what does that have to do with our story? Well, you see, I'll tell you and you can help me with it, okay? All right, well, you're going to hold on to this for me, okay? Can you hold on to that? Because you're going to help me with it in a second. So in our gospel lesson today, a man comes to Jesus and says, "What can I do to get into the kingdom of heaven?" And Jesus pretty much looks at the man and says, "Well, here's what you need to do. You need to sell everything you have and give the money to the poor." Everything. Now, the man was a rich man, and he had lots of things. And Kaylee, guess what? He didn't want to sell them. So this is where the camel comes in. In Mark 10:25, Jesus says that it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. Sumner's holding this plastic needle, and you can see, Kaylee, he's pointing to it. That's the eye of the needle. Now, even our little stuffed animal camel can't fit through that, right? So not only did the people in Jesus' time know that there was no way a camel could get through the eye of the needle, they knew that a camel wasn't going to go into any small space at all. So you see, Jesus is telling us, okay, maybe it's hard. It's hard to give up the things that we want, right? But you know what? If we want to be generous, if we share the things we have, guess what? Everyone could have enough. So we can remember that everything is possible with God's help. All right? So let's bow our heads, and would you please be my echo and pray with me? God of all, we thank you for our stuff. Help us to share it, even when it's super hard to share. Remind us that when we share, everyone can have enough. Together we say, Amen.